Hi, I'm Sam, and I should probably try this thing called brushing my hair. What do you think? Does that sound. It's pretty taboo in today's culture, but I think I might give it a try. What do you think? What? I don't think he's into it. I think he thinks it's too risky. So, I'm going to, for once, for the first time ever, actually address your videos in my video because they were interesting, basically, because I had something to say to them. Yeah, Allison, you talked about going to England over the summer, and I couldn't contain my joy for you into a single comment. And I'm going to do a happy dance now, but I'm recording directly from a webcam, which could be problematic if I just like stand up and the laptop just falls to the floor. So I'm not going to do a happy dance for you, but I will. What should I do to talk about my joy that Muffy's going to England? My brother suggested that I shrug by shrugging his own shoulders, so I'm going to do that. Muffy's going to England. It's good, right? He did a shrug, so I think it means he liked it. Okay. Um, so yeah, I don't know if you and Sam are going to be in England at the same time because I know that in a couple of months she's coming back to America. And I don't know how long she's going to be in America. I don't know the circumstances of either of your trips. But if you guys are in England at the same time, I think that you should vlog together because that would make my life. And so, yeah, I wish that I could tell you, like, oh, go to this restaurant in England, but I've never been outside of the East Coast. So I can't really give you any suggestions. I guess just like um I would suggest going to King's Cross, but like on a weekday, like Tuesday at 1:30 so that it wouldn't be as crowded because I feel like King's Cross would be a huge tourist attraction because of Harry Potter. So just go on a day when a lot of people won't go. Like if you can sneak in at like 4 a.m., that would be awesome. But otherwise just go on like a Tuesday at 1:30. And Sam, you talked about feminism in your last video, and I am a big feminist, and I actually agreed with you on pretty much everything that you said. I think that that's kind of the point of feminism. The point of feminism, I think, is to get to a point where we don't have to be political statements, when we can just be fully recognized as human beings with the same rights as men and, not live in a patriarchy. And I think that what you said about Sucker Punch was really, on was really accurate because I mean, there's no way that you can't not be accurate on that. Because I'm pretty sure that there's not one person who thinks, oh, I'm pretty. I can't talk today. What I'm trying to say is that no one who's watching this vlog thinks that a rape scene is more appropriate than a consensual sex scene. In fact, that's pretty much. I would think that that's pretty much common sense. But apparently the MPAA doesn't think so. And the other thing that you said, which I'm not going to refer to directly because my brother is in the room with me, and that would be awkward. I definitely agree with you on that. I mean that actually is something that I've been thinking about lately, just like in terms of feminism, and I really do agree with you that if that's what you're into, then that's what you're into. It's fine. I mean, it's not like the point is that it's not like you want to do that in your daily life outside of certain practices that you do when you're alone with somebody, that doesn't mean that you think that doesn't mean that you want to be completely submissive to somebody when you're at work. And I think that claiming that it's anti-feminist sort of disregards lesbian relationships, and for that matter, female doms. So I think that it was very intelligent what you said, because when I talk about feminism, a lot of what I'm doing is trying to make political statements. And I think that oftentimes, I know that I personally sort of forget to bring my own personal feelings into it. Like, I usually try to back up feminist arguments with statistics and logic. And I think it's time that I started basing a lot of my feminism on how I feel as a woman. I don't want to say a woman because I'm 15, but yeah, I do think that it's incredibly necessary that we see ourselves as more than political statements, because if a feminist claims to be nothing more than a political statement or even implies it, that's kind of going against the entire idea of feminism, which is that women are complete and full beings with their own thoughts and ideas and, as you mentioned, sexual tastes, and that needs to be that needs to be accepted as long as it's not illegal, because you can't really, if there's a lady who's a pedophile, you can't keep her out of jail and say, like, oh well, she's a woman, which is obvious. But I feel like a lot of anti-feminists would bring that argument in, and a lot of like vanilla privileged people, which you do see all the time with, like, if we let gays get married, then pedophiles will want to get married to small children, so that needed to be pointed out. And I am rambling worse than I have ever rambled before, so I'm going to stop this video. It's less than 8 minutes at this point, so I think that that's a good accomplishment, right? My brother just gave me like a very confident nod. He was like,
look at my emblem.
What? My brother's emblem on Xbox is Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy, which I love him for doing. So, on that note, Plank is cool, so is feminism, and
I'm out.
And Sam, I will see you on Thursday.